A name that would bring joy, happiness, and smiles to everyone who heard it. I know that might not be what you expected me to say, but Scrooge has come a long way from the man he used to be. It has been 15 years since Scrooge was visited by the spirits, and the changes he made in his life truly have been lasting. He has become very respected for all the good things he has been doing. He is the embodiment of the Christmas spirit, a bright light in the world. That light, though, is beginning to dim. Before the light fades completely, it is time to see one more chapter of Scrooge's story.
Oh, good morning, Ebenezer.
Good morning, Bob.
I didn't expect to see you here this early.
Well, my name is still on the sign, isn't it?
And how are you feeling today?
I'm 80 years old. How do you think I feel?
Tired? Worn out? Ornery?
Well, if you knew the answers, why did you ask?
I see ornery is most definitely the answer.
Enough with your niceties. It's time to talk business.
Well, I spoke with Mr. Fleming. And, let's see, he's back on track with his payments. And I also spoke with Mr. Bardwell. And he has 2 payments remaining. And, excuse me, and Mr. Crawford has paid his loan off well ahead of time.
Good. Glad to see things are going so well here.
Of course they are. You taught me everything you know.
Well, you taught me some things along the way, too.
It really is good to see you out and feeling so well.
Well, I wouldn't go quite that far, Bob, but I did have to stop in to check up on you.
Of course. This is still your business. You have every right to do so. After all, your name is on the sign.
Yes, well, I'm afraid it won't be my business for very much longer.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, I just mean that my time is running short, Bob.
Don't say such a thing, sir. I'm sure you have plenty of time.
It's okay, Bob, really. These last 15 years have given me a new life. I've grown to cherish every moment of it. I just want to make sure that everything is prepared for when I am no longer around.
You certainly have had a new life. Everything you did for my family and I, and especially with Tim.
It was always my pleasure to help you. You gave me the family that I was missing all those years and never realized it. Oh, speaking of family, I've asked Fred to come by to go over some things with the both of you.
The both of us?
Yes, I want to make sure that my business and personal affairs are well in order.
Hello, Uncle.
Oh, hello, nephew.
Bob?
Hello, Fred. Always good to see you.
Now, Uncle, you said you had some important affairs to discuss.
Yes, Fred. I was just saying to Bob, as I feel my time running short, I want to make sure that my personal and business affairs are taken care of.
Of course, Uncle, but I'm sure you're getting ahead of yourself on your time.
I tried to tell him the same thing.
Nevertheless, I need to make sure everything is prepared. I have had papers drawn up so that you, Fred, will receive the bulk of my personal fortune. And that you, Bob, will receive everything you need here for the business so that you may be able to continue on.
I appreciate that, Uncle, but Well, you know I would rather just keep you around.
Please, Fred. I know my time is coming near. Just want to make sure everything is in order.
Of course, Uncle. I understand.
I don't want to leave any loose ends.
May I help you, sir?
I'm here to see Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. I have the papers you asked me for.
Oh, very good. This is my partner, Bob Cratchit,
Hello. Nice to meet you.
and this is my nephew, Fred.
Hello. Nice to meet you as well.
Hello.
Bob, Fred, I would like you to meet my lawyer, Philip Pittman.
Oh, very good.
Well now, is everything in order?
Of course, sir. I laid out everything exactly as you asked me to. Would you like to take some time to go over the papers?
No, I'm sure they're fine.
Uncle, maybe it would be best if Bob and I had some time to go over them. Since you've just told us about all this.
Your nephew is absolutely right. You take all the time you need. And if you need to, just feel free to come by my office.
Thank you, Mr. Pepper.
You're welcome. Mr. Scrooge here is a very good client. So please, come by as often as you need to.
Thank you.
Thank you for getting everything prepared so quickly.
Of course, sir. You have a good day.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you both.
Well, I'm glad this is taken care of. I want these papers reviewed and signed and returned to him promptly.
Yes, we'll take care of that, Ebenezer.
Well, now,
Is there something else?
I'm not sure, really. You know what? Will you walk me back home, Fred?
Yes, of course, Uncle.
Hello, Father. Uncle Scrooge.
Tiny Tim, my boy.
Tiny Tim?
The name has stuck with me.
A few years, but I can see the years have been good to you.
It was all thanks to Uncle Scrooge. Without him, I might not have gotten well.
We're all very grateful for that.
So, Tim, are you going to be staying here in the office and helping your father?
No, I'll leave that to Peter. I'm in school now, studying to be a doctor. With all the help I got, I figured I'd like to give back. It was Dr. Duncan that encouraged me to pursue this.
He was so good to him. First in getting him better, and then later in being his mentor. It was sad when he passed.
Yes, it was. He was able to help so many in his final years, though.
It broke Belle's heart when he passed.
Yes, but well, you've been there for her since. And it has been good to see you have someone to spend time with.
Yes, that has been nice.
Well, good luck to you, Tiny Tim. I need to get Uncle home now.
Do you need help?
No, thank you, Tim. I would actually like to talk with Fred on our walk home, but you come by and see me real soon.
Okay, Uncle Scrooge.
Bob, keep up the good work here.
Thank you, Ebenezer.
And you be sure to give the rest of the family my love.
Of course I will.
Father, I'm worried about Uncle Scrooge. He's not looking well.
I know. He's old, and he seems to think his time is running short. I think we should cherish him while he's still with us.
It won't be the same without him.
I know it won't. Just think of all the good times we've had together, and all the good things he's done. That's the most important thing right now.
Remember the good times. That is what we all should do more of in our lives. Scrooge really has been a source of many good times for those around him. They are realizing there may not be a lot of good times left, so they cherish it even more.
Are you all right, Uncle? You seem to be moving slow.
Of course, I'm moving slow. I'm old.
That's not what I meant.
I know, Fred. I'll be okay.
You said you wanted to talk to me. Is it about something other than what we discussed in the office?
Yes, Fred.
Well, what is it?
Well, I think it is time that you knew what happened to make me the man that I am today.
You know it doesn't really matter to me what happened. I'm just glad that it did.
So am I. It has given me a chance to truly cherish life. You know, it was an experience that most people wouldn't even believe. I didn't believe it was happening myself at first. I was visited by spirits.
Spirits.
Yes, spirits. As in ghosts.
Ghosts. Surely, Uncle, you must be tired to be telling such a story.
I may be tired, but I am not just telling a story. It happened. My old partner, Jacob, came to me to warn me of avoiding his fate. And then he told me that I would be visited 3 more times that night by other spirits.
Jacob Marley? Oh, come now, Uncle.
I know it sounds like I'm making it up, but I assure you it happened.
All right, Uncle. I believe you. What happened with these spirits?
Well, the first spirit came to show me things from my past. Such a beautiful spirit. It seemed like someone so familiar to me. This spirit showed me some of the things and decisions that I made in my life. And it made me miss the people I had in it. I saw your mother.
Mother?
Yes, Fred. Oh, she was young and healthy. She was so beautiful, and we were as close as could be. I just wish you had a chance to know her.
Yes, it was hard not knowing her. I would always ask Father about her, but I could tell it was difficult for him to think about.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
What is it, Uncle?
I have made amends for many things that have happened in my life. But I have always regretted not being able to resolve things with your father.
I know your relationship with him was difficult, but he always encouraged me to reach out to you.
Yes, and I saw that even more when the next spirit came to show me things in the present. Such a boisterous spirit, full of life. You know, he reminded me of someone too.
What about the third spirit?
Oh, that was an ominous spirit. Came to signal my end, but it did serve a purpose.
Well, maybe they were all to remind you of what you had.
Yes, that's why I've been trying so hard not to leave any loose ends in my life. But something has been bothering me more than anything else.
What is that, Uncle?
Well, it is...
Uncle.
You
all right?
I'll be all right. Just get me inside, Fred.
Ebenezer always had a strong heart. That's probably why he was able to overcome his past and be the man he is today. Even the strongest of us, though, cannot keep it up forever. We need time to rest. Ebenezer is just too stubborn to give in.
He's resting now.
That is good. You really need to just take it easy.
Good luck getting Uncle to take it easy.
Yes, I know. He still has his stubborn streak in some ways.
Thank you for being here for him. I know he appreciates it.
He was there for me when I needed someone, so I'm just returning the favor.
You two have gotten very close again over the past few years.
Yes, it has been nice not to be alone. He really did become the man he was years ago. It has been amazing to see how much he was able to change so quickly.
Has he ever told you about how that happened?
No. He once told me that he had made a promise that he was going to change.
He was telling me on our walk a story of spirits coming to visit him.
Spirits.
Yes, yeah. He mentioned his old partner, Jacob Marley, and some other spirits that showed him things in his life.
That's very interesting.
Do you know something?
Well, my husband told me of a spirit that tried to help him years ago, but of course he rejected it at the time.
So, your husband spoke of a spirit as well? Well, here I thought Uncle was just making it up.
Yes, it was at that time when a man named Truman entered his life and helped him see the error of his ways and got him back down to the man we all knew and loved.
Yes, I'm glad your husband was able to become that man again.
You know, your uncle has never truly admitted this to me, but I always knew he was Truman.
He was Truman? So Uncle Ebenezer was in disguise?
Yes, he certainly was.
Now it all makes sense. Then your husband was the man Uncle asked me for help with.
Ebenezer, you should be resting.
My mind won't let me rest.
What is on your mind?
Uncle Ebenezer, I thought I heard you.
Oh, easy there, boy.
What's wrong? Are you sick?
Oh, I'll be okay. I'm just a little tired.
Can we play a game?
Now is not a good time, Nicholas. Uncle Scrooge needs to rest.
Oh, Grammy, I've been waiting all day to see him.
I know, dear, but please be a good boy.
Okay, Grammy.
I promise I will come and talk to you later.
Okay, Uncle Scrooge.
I do have something for you, though.
A present?
Yes, I have a present here for you.
What is it?
Here you go.
It's a train. I love trains.
I know you do.
What do you say, Nicholas?
Thank you, Uncle Scrooge. Can I go play with it now?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
You are so good to him, Ebenezer.
He's growing up so fast. And it's nice when you bring him here.
I'm glad that you enjoy that.
Yes, he does help me forget about things, at least for a little while.
What things are you trying to forget about?
All the things in my head that won't let me rest.
Like what?
Well, I've just been thinking about all the things in my life that I could have done differently.
Haven't you been through this enough?
I know it seems that way, but I just can't stop thinking about some things.
Maybe it will help if you tell us what you're thinking about.
Well, I was thinking about my family when I was younger. You see, my father was such a stern man. It often seemed like he didn't want us around. My mother, on the other hand, was a beautiful light of a woman. She had beautiful hair, but she always kept it up in a bun. She had this glow about her, almost like an angel.
Ebenezer, why are you still in your bedclothes?
Oh, I wasn't feeling well, Mama.
Oh, come now. I heard you playing around. I know you want to pretend you're a great sword fighter, but you do need to get some chores done first.
Yes, Mama. But when can I have a real sword so I can fight off the bad guys?
Well, certainly not until you finish your chores. And I've told you before that you're still way too young to have a sword.
But it's almost my birthday.
Yes, it is. But remember, you will only be turning 6.
Oh, I can't wait to grow up.
Easy there, Ebenezer.
Oh, I'm going to be the best sword fighter there ever was.
Whoa, well, you will need to put in a lot of hard work for that.
Yes, Mama.
I do have something I want to talk to you about, though.
Really? What is it?
Well, you are going to be a big brother.
Really? Are you serious?
Yes, Ebenezer.
Oh boy, it'll be so nice to have a brother to play with.
Or sister.
No, it's gonna be a brother.
Well, you never know, Ebenezer.
Oh, I do. I'm gonna have a brother. I'm gonna have a brother.
Well, I can see now you're feeling well after all.
I'm gonna have a brother. I'm gonna have a brother. I'm gonna have a brother. Oh my. Oh my, it's so vivid. It's like I'm really there. I'm gonna have a brother. I'm gonna have a brother. I'm gonna have a brother.
Ebenezer, come meet your little
I'm gonna have
sister.
What?
Come, say hello to Fan.
I thought.
Say hello to Fan.
Hello, Fan. Mama. Mama, she's so beautiful.
Yes, she is. And she is going to love her big brother.
Oh, I love her too. And I did love her. And I always wanted to do everything I could just to protect her.
Oh, brother, it is so good to have you home from school. I missed you so much.
Oh, yes. I missed you too, Fan.
What was it like there? The school grounds look so beautiful.
Yes, it is a very beautiful place, but sometimes I just felt so lonely.
How could you feel lonely with so many people around all the time?
Well, I guess I just missed you and Mama so much.
Well, what about Papa? Did you miss him too?
Well, yes.
I know Papa can be so stern, but he's changed so much lately. It made me happy that he let you come home, brother.
Yes, that did surprise me. Oh, I wish he could have been different years ago. Things could be so much better now.
Now, Ebenezer, just remember, we can look back at the past to learn from it, but we cannot change what happened.
I know, Mama.
Let's go, Ebenezer. Come down by the pond so I can hear all about your adventures at school.
Easy there, Fan.
Yes, easy, Fan. We don't need any more doctor visits.
I'll be fine, Mama. Let's go, Ebenezer.
Go. Spend time with your sister. She misses you. Just take care of her.
I will, Mama. I always will.
You're talking about my mom.
Yes, Fred.
I wish I knew her.
I remember her too. She was such a beautiful woman.
I always heard good things about her.
There was nothing but good things to say about her. She was the most loving person I ever knew.
She would be proud of the man you turned out to be, Fred.
I would ask my father about her, but he wouldn't say much.
I'm not surprised. Forgive me, Fred. But it's hard for me to think about him.
I know your relationship with my father was difficult, but please, what really happened, Uncle?
I'm not sure I am able to tell you.
Why not, Uncle? I want to know.
I don't want to think about him.
I need to know.
I'm sorry, Fred, but I just can't do it.
Very well, Uncle. I would think that after all these years I never gave up on you, I could at least get some answers from you.
It is not easy for me.
Do you think it was easy for me? To keep reaching out all those years? Fine, Uncle. Keep it to yourself. I hope the least you can do is tell me before it's too late.
Ebenezer, why would you not speak to him about that?
It hurts too much to speak about it.
Fred is hurting now, too.
I need some rest.
Very well, then. I will let you get some rest. Maybe it will give you some time to think. It is only the right thing to do. There is that stubborn Ebenezer. He's keeping things in. The old Ebenezer, though, kept things in to avoid dealing with his feelings. Maybe this time he is keeping things in to avoid hurting someone else. This is a struggle he will have to figure out and hope that everyone understands.
Hello, Fred.
Hello.
Fred, is something wrong?
What? Oh, Bob, I'm sorry. Hello, Mrs. Cratchit.
Hello, Fred. Good to see you.
You seem distracted by something.
Yes, I suppose I am. I was just visiting with Uncle Ebenezer.
How's he doing?
He got very tired while we were out walking, and I had to help him home.
Is he okay now?
Physically, yes, but mentally,
What about him mentally?
well, he was telling me these stories. He got very animated about them. It was all vivid to him. And he started talking about my mother. And then he just shut down. No matter how much I pleaded him to, he would not tell me more.
Maybe just be a little more patient. Give him a chance.
You know I've been nothing but patient with him. How many times did I stop by the office inviting him to dinner before he finally accepted?
I lost count after a while.
Just don't know how patient I can be with this, though. He's the only one who can tell me more about my mother.
Maybe he's trying to spare you from any hurt.
Seemed like he was trying to spare himself more than anything. Why is he being so stubborn?
Well, how much time do you have to discuss this? Look, Fred, I know very well how he can get. I just hated how he made my husband's life miserable at work for all those years. But then after whatever it was that came over him, he became this wonderful person who did so much for my family. As good as he had become, I suppose old habits are hard to break. There may be a reason why it's so difficult for him to talk about your mother. Give him a chance.
I guess if you of all people are telling me to give him a chance, I should take that advice.
Your uncle loves you. I've seen it.
I know he does. Thank you for reminding me of that, Mrs. Cratchit.
You're welcome.
I hope you get the answers you need. And if I can be of any help, please just let me know.
Thank you, Bob. I'll let you know how he is.
And good to run into you, Fred. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you. Nice evening to you both. Uncle, I hope you can give me the answers I need before it's too late. Hello, Lawyer Pittman?
Yes, hello.
I'm Fred.
Oh, yes, Ebenezer Scrooge's nephew.
Yes.
What can I do for you?
Well, I had some questions about these papers you gave us to review.
Well, how can I help you with those?
Well, I had some questions. Uncle Ebenezer has been forgetful lately. I'm worried about his mental state. How was he when he asked you to draw these up?
Perfectly fine.
Oh, well, that's a relief.
Well, to tell you the truth, these papers were drawn up years ago.
Oh, years ago? Why are we just seeing them now?
That would be your uncle's doing. He made these plans long ago, but Never wanted to put them into action until he felt it was the right time. I tried to tell him many times that he should come in and complete them and file them, but he just kept waiting. He would come by and ask me if he should file them, and I always said yes. It was like we were having the same conversation over and over.
What do you think the reason was?
Your uncle is stubborn.
I can't argue with you there.
I think that he hesitated because it meant that he was facing his own mortality. He told me how good he was feeling and just wanted to keep helping others. It seemed too final for him.
Do you think that's why he came to you about this now?
Yes. I think he feels that he doesn't have long left. And he just wants to make sure everything is taken care of. Especially for those closest to him.
I suppose this needs to be finalized then. Bob assigned his portion, so I'll sign mine.
Good. Okay. All right, just sign here. And here. And here.
Is there anything else?
Well, that is that.
What?
Everything is perfectly fine. I'll get these filed immediately.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you ever need anything else, do not hesitate to ask.
I appreciate that.
Give your best to my uncle.
I will.
Give my best to your uncle.
I will, lawyer. Good afternoon.
It seems Uncle Scrooge really is thinking of others. He's been doing things to protect those around him. It seems that really was his life's work in a way. He was always out to protect others. It may seem strange to think that way after how he was for so many years, but something happened to make him shut out the world.
I feel bad that I am not able to talk to Fred about his mother. Just don't want to think about things sometimes with his father. I know now how much I wish things had been different all those years ago with him. It just took me too long to realize it. You know, I can remember so vividly when I saw him for the first time.
I'm so excited for you to meet my big brother.
No, I just hope things go well with him. I know how important he is to you.
Don't worry, you will love him.
Hello, fam.
Hello, Ebenezer. I'd like you to meet Corin Hubble.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. Your sister has told me so much about you.
All good things, I hope.
Of course, all good things. I can never say anything bad about you.
Oh, please. Don't make me sound so perfect now, sister.
My brother is just the best for one.
I just hope I can measure up to you. If I'm to be around for a long time.
What are you saying?
Well, we had something we wanted to talk to you about.
Hey? Well? What is it? Speak.
Well, sir.
Please, do not call me sir. Makes me sound like some old crotchety man.
Very well, Ebenezer. I have grown very fond of your sister, and I was wondering if we could have your blessing so that we may get married?
Married? So soon?
I know it is so soon, but I just like to get my life started as soon as I can.
Yes, but don't you think you're a little young for that?
I'm not a little kid anymore, Ebenezer. I'm an adult now.
Barely. I don't think this is a good idea yet.
I know you may think this is too soon, and I can see why you think that. But the truth is, I do love your sister, and I want to make her happy. I know that part of making her happy would be to have the blessing of her big brother.
Anne, are you sure about this?
Yes, brother. I love Corwin. I feel it in my heart.
Your heart. That is always my concern. You know that.
I know my heart may be weak in some areas, but it's strong in my love for Corwin. This would mean everything to me, Ebenezer. Please.
Oh, very well. You have my blessing.
Oh, thank you, Ebenezer. You're the best.
Thank you. I know how important this was to her.
Promise me, you will always take care of her. Don't you ever do anything to hurt her.
You have my word.
Very well. Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
So, when do you plan on getting married?
Well, we were thinking Christmas.
Christmas? So soon. Yes. Well, I guess there's no time to waste.
That's right. We should be going out to meet with the priest at the church.
Yes. You don't want to leave for that.
Wait, you mean to tell me you already had this planned out? What if I had said no?
I knew you wouldn't say no to me.
Well, you're probably right there.
Come, let's go. And thank you again.
Oh, as happy as she was in that moment, she was even happier on her wedding day. She was so looking forward to it. I had such high hopes for them. Time moved so fast back then. You know, it was only shortly after the wedding that Van came to me with more news.
Ebenezer, I have something I need to tell you.
What is it, Van?
Well, you're going to meet Uncle.
Really? Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Is it all you have to say? Aren't you happy for me?
What did the doctor say about this? Are you okay for this?
Oh, don't worry, I'll be fine.
But I do worry. You know that. Promise Mama I would always look after you.
And you have, dear brother. But you can't control everything.
Sometimes I wish I could. If this makes you happy, then I am happy for you.
Thank you, Ebenezer.
Boy. What is to come next?
I'm on my way to meet Corwin on his way home from work.
Oh,
Come with me.
you run along and I will catch up with you later.
Okay, Ebenezer. Or should I say Uncle Ebenezer?
Oh. As happy as she was on her wedding day, she was even happier then. She was looking so forward to becoming a mother, and I knew she would be wonderful at it. When the day finally arrived, there was so much excitement and tension in the air.
Goodness, I'm so nervous.
You have nothing to be nervous about. You have my sister. She will be the best mother in the world.
I know. Having her means everything. She told me all about how you used to take care of her, and she wants to be able to do the same for her own child.
We took care of each other. Now you go see if they need anything. I will be right here waiting.
Thank you.
Oh, the waiting. Seemed like it took forever. Then I heard the cries. Oh, that's it. I must really be an uncle now. Oh, Corwin, is this?
Yes. Meet your nephew, Fred.
Oh, hello, Fred. What is it?
It was too hard on her.
What are you saying?
The birth. It was too hard on her body.
No. No, you don't mean.
I'm afraid I do.
Why did you let this happen? I knew she was too young and not ready for this.
I didn't have this happen.
She wasn't ready. You told me you would never do anything to hurt her.
I'm hurting here too, Ebenezer.
Here, take him. Can't look at him without seeing Fan.
This is your nephew. He did nothing wrong.
Can't bear to be reminded. Just go away.
Don't turn your back when Fan needs her big brother most.
Don't talk to me about being there for her. I was there for her whole life. And now, because of you, that life is gone.
What's wrong?
It's Fan. I feel the pain of losing her all over again. My heart hurts.
I know how much that hurt you.
No, I mean, my heart hurts.
Stay calm. I will send for the doctor.
Ebenezer really was the greatest protector. His heart was so big, and he always looked out for others. When he got hurt, though, he just didn't know how to handle it. He shut himself away from the world. He always tried to protect others, so this was his way of protecting himself. He was finding himself having to deal with these feelings all over again.
What happened?
I came in the room to find him crying. He must have been having a bad dream. He said he could feel the pain of losing Fan again.
He was dreaming about Mother. I know our conversation must have stirred up the memories.
I think you were right. He has said lately that he has been remembering much more from the past. Whatever he was dreaming about really got to him.
Do you think that's what's causing him to have these issues?
Maybe. He said his heart hurt. I know how much of his heart your mother had.
Maybe I shouldn't have pressured him to tell me about her.
Your mother's passing took a big toll on him. It took a big toll on us as well.
What do you mean?
Ebenezer and I were planning to get married, as you know, but when everything happened so fast with your mother, he seemed to be distracted by showing concern for her. When she died, it truly broke his heart. He was never quite the same. He spent more time concentrating on the business and seemed to have less time for us. He tried telling me that he was planning for our future, but it was always so distant when we did have time together. I think he shut his heart down because he couldn't deal with the pain of loving someone and losing them. It became too much for me to deal with as I had felt the loss of the love he once had for me. That was when I had no choice but to let him go.
And that happened around Christmas time, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I know it is not a great time for it to happen, but it had to be done.
I guess that is why he hated Christmas for all those years.
Because of me?
Well, he told me recently that he never stopped loving you. And that when you left, he just didn't want to be bothered with love.
That was the hardest thing I ever had to do. I wish things could be different, but I wouldn't want to change what happened to me after. I did find a wonderful life and family after that.
And I think deep down, Uncle was happy that you did.
Oh, never a moment's rest without you two here, I see.
Uncle, how are you feeling?
As well as can be expected.
You gave us quite a scare there.
Well, I guess it just wasn't my time yet. You know I'm a stubborn old man who won't go quietly.
You stubborn.
Can I fix you anything?
Would you fix me a cup of tea, please?
Yes, Ebenezer.
Thank you. And please, take your time. I would like to talk with Fred for a little while. Please.
Bill told me you were talking about my mother when you said your heart hurt.
Yes. Yes, Fred, I think our last conversation really stirred up a lot of memories.
I'm sorry I got mad at you before.
You have nothing to be sorry about. I'm the one who should apologize. I should be able to talk to you about your mother.
Even if that includes talking about my father?
Yes, Fred. Even then.
I'm right here, whenever you feel comfortable.
Well, I'm not sure I will ever feel comfortable. But you are here now. So I can think of no better time. When your mother passed, it truly broke my heart. She was the one who taught me about love. We relied on each other so much. Our father wasn't around much, and our mother, well, she did everything she could to make up for it. So we just took care of each other. When Van was no longer here, I didn't know what to do. So I blamed your father first.
Ebenezer!
Don't have time for you, Corwin.
What am I supposed to do?
That is not my problem.
What do you mean? I just lost the love of my life!
Oh? So did I.
If you love her like you say you do, then don't shut me out. Or your nephew.
None of this would have happened if it wasn't for you. I knew she was too young and couldn't handle it.
She would be ashamed of you right now.
Don't you say that.
The truth hurts, Ebenezer.
Go away.
Fine. May you be happy in the life you've chosen.
I couldn't handle it, and I was harsh to your father.
I know it affected you when it came to Belle, too, didn't it?
Yes. Everything changed without your mother here.
You want to know something? I remember when I was young, asking Father about my family.
Oh? And what did he say?
Well, he mentioned I had an uncle.
Father, how come you don't see any of Mama's family anymore?
Well, the only one around of Mama's family doesn't want to see me.
How come, Father?
That's a long story, my boy.
I love long stories.
Well, this isn't a happy story, though.
Oh, are you sure it doesn't have a happy ending?
Maybe someday it will, but right now it doesn't.
Who's around?
It is your uncle, Ebenezer.
Uncle Ebenezer?
Mm-hmm. He's Mama's big brother.
Can we go see him?
I don't think he wants to see us.
We won't know until we try.
I suppose you are right. We're just outside his home.
Let's go in.
Ebenezer!
What? Oh, it's you.
Yes, it is me.
And me too.
And who is this?
I'm Fred. You're my Uncle Ebenezer.
What is the meaning of this, Corwin?
I'm happy to see you, Uncle Ebenezer.
Take him away, Corwin.
He's growing up and wanted to see his uncle.
All I could see when I looked in his eyes was Fan. I can't bear to be reminded of that.
I know you don't want to see me, but please don't shut him out.
Will you come to our house for dinner, Uncle Ebenezer?
Dinner! Bah!
Come, Fred. I don't think your uncle is in a good mood.
Don't bother me with this nonsense again, Corwin.
Why did he not want to come to our house for dinner with us?
He must just be too busy.
Well, then you have to ask him again.
Not sure he will say yes.
One day he will.
Go on now.
I remember that day. I wasn't very nice, was I?
No, you weren't. But I still had hope to get to know the mean man.
Mean man? Is that what your father called me?
No, that's what I called you. And let's face it, you were mean.
Okay. So maybe I was. I'm sorry.
My father never called you mean. Ever.
Really?
Really.
After everything I said to him?
Yes. Father always told me that you were once a loving man. How much you cared about Mother. And even as I grew into an adult, it didn't change. I remember one Christmas. One that would be my last with him. Father still talking about you in a good way.
Merry Christmas, son.
Merry Christmas, Father.
Oh. Is it just us?
No, the others will be here shortly. And Rosie's in the kitchen preparing dinner.
Yeah, and is it going to be the usual group?
Yes, of course.
Anyone new that hasn't been here before?
No, why would there be?
I just thought maybe you had invited someone else.
Who else would I invite?
Your Uncle Ebenezer.
Oh, well, he's never accepted before. Why should I keep asking?
I know he hasn't been a part of your life, but you must not give up on him.
You really want me to keep trying with him?
Yes, of course. He's still family.
Even if he doesn't see us as family?
Yes, he is a stubborn man, but he is your mother's brother. Your mother had such a beautiful heart, and she always said how big a heart he had. When your mother was gone, it did change him. But you can't break a heart that isn't there.
It amazes me how much you can still see in him. After all these years, and after how bad he was to you in the past.
The most important piece of wisdom I can give you is to live in the present. The past is the past. You can make the most of your present and what is to come after.
I never thought of it like that.
I know you can live your life like that. That's how your mother was. And you are so much like her.
It always feels good to hear that. Do you really think I'll ever get through to Uncle Ebenezer?
If anyone can, you can. It would make your mother proud.
Well, for her sake then, I will do it.
So it was your father who kept encouraging you to reach out.
Yes. Well, then, Mother was the reason too. Father always told me she wouldn't want me to give up on you, so I never did.
Yes, well, that is something your mother and I shared. We could both be stubborn. I'm glad, though. These years I've been able to spend with you have been wonderful. You know, ever since that Christmas night, all those years ago, I haven't been able to stop thinking about your father.
Why do you?
It was almost as if he had a presence in my life.
Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure. I mean, I always felt my mother's presence, but your father was something else. Maybe it was the regret that I felt and never being able to resolve things with him.
Well, maybe you still can.
How can I do that if he is no longer here?
You said he's always had a presence in your life. Maybe all you have to do is just talk to him.
Talk to him?
Sure. I do it all the time.
You mean just imagine that he is here?
It may sound odd, but you could try.
I think I've had enough of talking with spirits.
Those spirits you mentioned helped you. Maybe this is what you need.
I will think about it.
Don't think too long. Remember to live in the present.
I will.
Yes. Now you go get some rest.
Very well, Fred. I suppose you can see yourself out.
Yes, Uncle. Good night.
Good night, Fred.
Uncle is going through a lot right now. I can really see how Mother's death affected him. I wish you were here now, Mother.
I am always here, my son.
You were the person he loved most in this world.
I loved him so much too.
And that is why I have always tried so hard over the years to reach out to him. Because of the bond Father always told me you had.
I'm so proud of you for never giving up on him.
I have been able to see over these years why you must have loved him so.
He is the man he always was.
Talking to you now makes me feel like you're watching over us. It makes me wonder what you would say to us now.
You're both two wonderful men, and I'm happy to see your bond.
I guess it is silly to feel your presence.
It's not silly at all.
Thank you, Mother. I needed that. I love you.
I love you too.
Uncle Scrooge helped so many. He really loved children because he loved to laugh. And he said they made the best at making him. It was always fun to make each other laugh.
Uncle Scrooge, what are you doing out here?
Oh, Tiny Tim, my boy.
Still calling me Tiny?
Always.
I was just on my way to see you. What are you doing out here in your bedclothes? You're going to catch a cold.
Well, that never seemed to affect me before.
Why?
No, nothing. I just wanted some fresh air.
Well, you still should have some clothes on.
I do have some clothes on.
You don't have pants on.
Well, I don't want to wear pants.
In the middle of winter, you should. You may have forgotten your pants, but you haven't forgotten your sense of humor.
You have always been able to bring out that side of me.
I wish everyone knew this side of me.
What? And ruin my reputation of being intimidating?
Oh, please, you haven't been intimidating in years.
Okay, maybe you're right about that.
Okay, now let's get you inside before you scare people with your bare legs.
Oh, you better watch what you're saying there, boy.
I'm concerned about Ebenezer. After a recent meeting at the office, and when Fred told us about his condition, maybe his time really is coming.
I know. He seems to know what's coming, and he's making sure everything's being taken care of. He's already done so much for our family.
Yes, I can never forget what he did for Tim. It's amazing to think that soon Tim will be a doctor.
Well, after everything that he went through, it inspired him to want to give back to others as well.
Guess we did something right there.
Yes, we did, dear.
Hello, Mother. Father.
Tim, we were just talking about you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, don't worry. It's not anything bad.
Well, that's a relief.
Your mother and I were just talking about you becoming a doctor. You are sure that's what you want to do with your life, right?
Of course. I saw so many doctors, I practically felt like one when I was just a little kid.
That is true.
Thanks to Uncle Scrooge, I'm here to help others now.
We need to tell you something about him.
What is it?
Now, his nephew Fred seems to think his health is failing him.
I know. I stopped by to see him earlier.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Seeing his condition is helping me learn.
What exactly is his condition?
He's old.
Oh, Tim!
I'm sorry, Mother. I didn't mean it like that. I just mean he's getting older and his body is shutting down. It's part of life.
You seem so calm about it.
I'm as calm as I can be, at least. I just used to think about all the times Scrooge gave, not just me, but everyone these last few years.
That is a wonderful way to think about it.
I also went by just to make him laugh. You know how hard that can be.
Oh, yes. As kind as he is now, it's never easy to get him to really laugh.
You just have to be funny.
Oh, you better watch out now.
Ebenezer really was going through a lot. As his memories come flooding back to him, he is coming to terms with some unresolved feelings. The old Scrooge would have just shoved these feelings back deep down inside. Now, he would have to face them, or he wouldn't feel whole.
Oh, why does everything hurt? I have been resting, but I still feel so tired and weak. Oh. You know, it has been nice having Belle here by my side. Tiny Tim making me laugh. Felt good, even just for a little while. I enjoy having Fred here too. He makes me think so much of his mother and of his father. Oh, I know now how much I wish things could have been different years ago with him. What was it Fred said to me? Just talk to him. Well, maybe that's what I need now. After all, wouldn't it be my first experience of talking to someone who isn't really there? Corwin? Corwin, are you there? I know it's been a long time since we spoke, but I have something I need to say to you. Oh, this is ridiculous. No, I really am talking to myself. Well, I suppose if I talk to myself, I don't have to worry about any unwanted visitors. Corwin, I wish that I could talk to you right now, though.
You can.
Oh my, you're really here.
I've always been here.
Well, I hope not always.
What is it, Ebenezer?
I have something I need to say to you. I want to apologize for the way I acted years ago. I never should have treated you that way. I just didn't know how to process the loss of Fang back then.
That was hard on all of us.
You know, I lost a lot of time I could have spent with my only nephew. And it also led to me losing my own love as well. I just wish I could go back and change things.
I told you, you can't change your past, only learn from it.
Mama, you're here too.
Like Corwin, I always have been.
Yes, we've been there in your heart. Just remember, live in the present.
Yes, well, I'm afraid I don't have much more present left to live.
Then make the most of it. If it makes you feel any better. I want you to know, I forgive you. I've seen how you've been there for my boy Fred.
Your sister would be proud of you.
Thank you. That does make me feel better. So, now, how long are you both going to be sticking around?
For as long as you think about us.
You're only here in your mind right now.
I'm not sure I ever want to stop thinking about you.
Well, that'll make things awkward when Belle comes back in the room.
Oh, yes. Yes, I guess you're right about that. Thank you. Both of you.
You're always welcome, my son.
Well, that certainly was another experience. Oh, it really did make me feel better to apologize to Corwin. It was like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. Oh, why I feel so weak. I better sit down.
What is it, Ebenezer? Should I send for the doctor?
No, doctor. Where's Fred? Just get me Fred.
Ebenezer had resolved some old feelings in his heart. He made his peace and could now let his heart and body relax. He had the people he loved most in this world by his side.
Ebenezer, are you all right? I'm better than all right.
You don't look it.
I may not Look it. But I feel it. I spoke with your father.
How?
Just like you told me to. I just started talking to him. I apologize for the way I acted. You know, your father really was a good man. I know that. Because he did a wonderful job raising you.
Good old Scrooge jeans.
Yes, yes, you got a lot of that from your mother, too. She would be proud of her boy.
She would be proud of who her brother became.
I'm sorry. It took so long for me to become that man. I lost a lot of time I could have had with you. But these last few years, with you by my side, have meant everything.
I'm glad to be here.
You are the two people that I want here most at this time. I love you, nephew.
I love you too, Uncle Ebenezer.
Belle, I love you.
Ebenezer, I love you too.
Ebenezer.
Ebenezer.
Fan,
Yes. It is me.
what is going on?
I've come to bring you home. Your
Home?
brother? Yes. Home. Come with me.
I don't understand.
You have some friends waiting for you.
What do you mean?
Hello, Ebenezer. You learned from your past.
Hello, Ebenezer. You lived in the present.
Oh my, you're all here. Where am I?
I think you know.
So then, I really am.
Are you okay, Ebenezer?
Well, other than being, well, dead, yes. Yes, I am. I feel at peace.
That's because of your heart. I always knew you had a good heart.
I can't believe you're all here.
You've seen them more recently than you know.
What are you talking about? It's been years since I saw them.
Are you sure? Haven't you been talking to some people recently?
Yes, of course. Well, I was just talking to Fred and Belle.
That's not what I mean. You've been remembering things. You've been remembering people who are important to you. I know you thought of me.
Yes, I thought about you a lot. I hadn't thought of the spirits in a very long time, no.
Are you sure about that? Take a closer look.
Mama? Mama, is it really you?
Yes, Ebenezer, my boy. I showed you your past, and it seems you've learned well from it.
I did. But how did I not realize that it was you helping me?
You weren't ready for it. You had a hard enough time believing that any spirit could help you.
Corwin, how were you ever able to help me?
I knew you had a good heart. You just had to let others know it.
I never showed you that good heart, though.
What? Fan assured me it was there. That was good enough for me to believe in.
No, I was just talking to you. I apologize to you.
I know. I was there.
You didn't look like this, though.
I was there the way you wanted me to be there.
Yes. I was able to apologize and resolve things with you. I guess that was the last thing that I was waiting for.
You're right. What took you so long? Bring it in.
Oh, you. I don't know who you are or what you were to me, and I don't want to know. But I do not fear you like the last time I saw you. You were only guiding me to make the right choices. It seems you succeeded. Oh, I will miss everyone back home.
No, you won't. You'll always be with them, and them with you, in spirit.
Huh? Oh, so I guess I am a spirit now too.
Well, that might take some getting used to.
Yes.
It sounds like it is time.
Time for what?
Thank you all for being here. We are gathered here today to celebrate a man who has embodied the true spirit of Christmas. And yes, I am talking about Ebenezer Scrooge. I know many years ago, none of us would have thought that. These are different times, though. My uncle finally opened up his heart to everyone he would come in contact with. We all finally got to see that good heart my father always told me he had.
My boy turned out to be such a great man, didn't he?
He is just the best.
It is only fitting that we should gather on this day that he came to love so much. He recently told me a story of some spirits being responsible for helping him. So I can only imagine that he is here in spirit too. So as we celebrate this day, let us share in our joy of Ebenezer.
I would like to say something. I have probably been one of the most critical people of Mr. Scrooge. But yes, he did show me his good heart. Now I only hope he doesn't show me his good spirit too often. I know that my family would not be where it is today if it wasn't for him. He did make my husband's life miserable, but he more than made up for that and made his life incredible. I will always raise a toast to Mr. Scrooge.
It was very nice, dear. What can I say about Ebenezer? I worked for him for a long time. It wasn't easy at first to accept how he could be. Then when I finally figured out how to work with him, he went and had this epiphany and changed. And not that it was a bad change at all. It was a rather wonderful change. always did know how to keep me on my toes. Speaking of toes, if it wasn't for Ebenezer, my boy Tim wouldn't be able to run around on his toes like he does now. Back then, we could call him Tiny Tim. Thanks to Ebenezer, he pretty much inhaled a Christmas turkey, and then there was no turning back. I don't think we can call him Tiny Tim anymore.
That never stopped Uncle Scrooge, though. The bigger I got, the more he called me by that. I think it made him laugh. You might not believe this, but he had a wonderful laugh. Sometimes we would get together and we would just make each other laugh as much as possible. His laugh was a whole belly laugh sometimes, too. More than that, he helped me pursue my dreams. Soon, I'll be a doctor. They say laughter is the best medicine, so here's to hoping that big belly laugh of his will be there to provide some healing, I hope.
It sounds like there's a lot of love here, Ebenezer. I'm glad you found that.
I had a little something to do with that.
It's okay, Grammy. Uncle Scrooge is right here listening.
What was there to say? I never thought I'd be standing up here either. Ebenezer and I shared something wonderful back when we were young. We were going to be married. Then he had his heart broken and could never recover from that. I went on and had a beautiful family and had not seen him for a while. I often thought of him and wished him well. Then he would re-enter my life in the strangest of ways. I had heard of his good deeds, but the deed he did for me was the greatest of all. He helped heal my marriage when it was in trouble. I know he had to make a special sacrifice in order to do that. He then helped me heal when my husband passed. I got to see the Ebenezer I once knew. He truly was a wonderful man. He very much had a big heart.
Now, as we celebrate this Christmas Day, let us keep Uncle Ebenezer's spirit alive. When you see a single candle, like we all have, remember that as his spirit burning brightly. The spirit of Scrooge will always be in our hearts.
See that? Your spirit is strong.
As strong as your heart.
Now, you really are home, brother. Merry Christmas.
A glorious Christmas day it is.
I don't know what more can be said.
I think I have a little something. Nicholas, I'll need your help. God bless us, everyone.